Welcome to Valdemar's Project Read with Dr. Joshua Kolawole. This series is designed to reposition you for excellence in academics, career, and business. Let's dive in as we unravel nuggets essential for excellent living.
Thank you so much for listening to this final episode on the topic diligence. Today I'm going to be talking about diligence in humility and why you need to be diligent. Don't forget that diligence is your capacity to give yourself lavishly, unrestrainedly towards the hard work that is necessary for greatness. Every working system has people who give in the hard work, who give in the hard work with character, who give the hard work with competence, who give in the hard work with compassion, and they do this consistently. And that is why you call that system a working system. So if you ever want your life to work, if you want to make a difference in your life, you must give yourself to both the mental and the physical level work that is required. But you must do this work with integrity. You must not sell out. You must not do what is wrong and think you will be able to use it to make things right. Don't go into prostitution to think you want to use the money to fund your education. It is wrong. You can't do a wrong thing and want to build the right thing on it. It will auto collapse. So diligence is exactly you preventing yourself from having to cheat your way in school to be able to get out of school and get certificate. You're building your career on a wrong foundation. And so when I say be diligent, it means you will settle down, study, read, be a person of great diligence and get the results right. As a young professional, you want to build your business. You don't go about getting money from wrong sources. You cannot go into position to raise money and use it to start a business. You have violated the principles of integrity from the beginning. You cannot cheat your way out of school. You need to be diligent. As a business person, you cannot cheat your way in business. It will soon catch up with you. As a young professional working for an organization, you need to give all your diligence mentally and physically to your organization. For every time you say, I don't care, you are only destroying yourself, not the organization. It's only a matter of time the organization will eject you out and you will discover that it is yourself you have destroyed, not the organization. Because while you're working diligently for an organization, you build capacity that even in any day, if the organization fails on its own, of its own accord, when it ejects you out or you decide to eject yourself out, you would have built enough mental, physical capacity. You have built a network of people who would have known you as a person of good diligence, and they will be able to help you, and that will bring you greatness. So I'm urging you today I would make emphasis on diligence with humility. You must be a humble person. The ability to remain calm, down to earth, with appropriate estimation of your self-worth under whatever circumstances. Termed humility. Humility has its root word from the word humus, the earth. That means you're calm and down to earth. A humble person is true to themselves. They understand their unique identities. They have clarity of their inherent purpose. You will have to keep expressing your true self to remain humble. You must be aware of the gaps between defending your character and defending your reputation, please. You see, if you're going to be a humble person, you must understand that some responses we make defends our reputation. Some other responses we make are to defend our character. So this is where I'm going in essence. When you are in the public and people ask you questions, you are more likely going to be defending your reputation. When you are private, you're more likely, whatever you do, you're more likely going to be defending your character. And that is why they say character is who you are in the corner of your room. The things you will get to do when no one sees you. So, and we need you to be a person of true character. What you will do with a disciplined mindset, both outside and inside. So you need to understand that humility is the ability to close that gap between your character and the defense of your reputation. Meaning, whatever you are telling us that is your reputation outside is actually what you will do privately too. So if you tell us outside that I'm a man, I'm a righteous person, I don't dupe people, I don't cheat my way through exams, I don't circumvent people's efforts, I don't sabotage people's reality. We want to be sure that when you are alone and when you're outside, that is who you are. So we want that when Mr. President says, I will defend the cause of the nation, we want to be sure he's not only just defending his reputation as a politician, but he's also a person of character as a leader. Number 2 about humility is that you must understand that there is a gap between competence and confidence. It is good to be confident, but it is also very important to build your competence to match your confidence. You see, one of the greatest investments you can do in life for a Nigerian, for an Argentine, is to buy them for who they are actually, what their competence, and go and sell them for their confidence. There is a wide margin between the confidence level of people and their true competence. Hence, by the time you give them a job, you will discover that they only demonstrated confidence. There was no real good competence. And I want to urge you today, if you be a person of humility, you must make up your mind to close the gap between your confidence level and your competence level. How do you do this? You must keep learning. You must keep knowing. You must keep building your capacity to become better. So that when you're defending yourself by saying, I can do this job, the truth about it is that you can actually do the job. You can deliver based on scope. You can deliver based on schedule. That's timing. You can deliver based on budget. You can deliver based on quality. You have exceptional relationship with stakeholders. It's not just to sweet talk your mouth all around, and when it gets to the real deal, you are not able to deliver. Humility also helps you to align your personalities together and become one, to become a person of integrity. Humility is at the core of servant leadership. If you're going to be a servant leader, you must be an humble person. A leader who serves with humility has a clear matching of their competence, their character, and compassionate nature. A humble leading mind has a healthy attitude with clarity of their purpose. You must have clarity of purpose. When you are not clear, you are most likely going to abuse the purpose of your living, and you will inadvertently turn out not to be a humble person. Therefore, a humble leading mind is not controlled by other people's opinions around him. He is someone who listens, but he is careful that he's not manipulated by what they think of him or what they think he should do, because he already has clarity of his purpose. So you will see a humble leader not being turned upside down by the fact that people are insulting them or sending wrong messages. All he needs to do is, you need to filter through everything they're saying. Remove all the emotional casing in the words they have sent to you. Ask that what is the true pain going through these people's heart? What are they exactly trying to communicate? And that is what you pick. So you pick the signal, you remove all the noise. You pick the signal, you remove all the noise. As a humble leader, pay attention. Pick the signal, remove the noise. You're not manipulated by what they think. Then if you see a humble person, they don't think too highly of themselves. They are less anxious and are respectful of people, of persons, and of authorities. They are good team players. They have the ability to delegate. You see, once you have difficulty in delegating a task, you are not humble. Let's just be direct about it. You need to watch the processes that makes you do things. Once you're scared, they will destroy you. So because of that, you want to do everything. You need to check your humility level, and do not embrace self-deception. You have to be careful.
University admission has never been this easy with Valdemar's College of Advanced and Preliminary Studies. Your dream of a university education can now become a reality. Are you preparing for post-UTME to any university in Nigeria, or you desire to take a fast lane straight to 200 level without writing UTME? Valdemar's College of Advanced and Preliminary Studies is the place to be. Our A-level program, JOPEB and IJMB, can secure admission for you into 200 level into any course of your choice at any federal, state, or private university in Nigeria. The result has no expiry date. Valdemar's College of Advanced and Preliminary Studies guarantees 100% success. Our campus is so 21st century. Our facilities are top-notch. Also, hostels are available within the premises. Valdemar's is along Yomek Street, behind Excellence Hall, Pipeline Road, off Tanker Tipper Garage. Telephone 0703 02 22 937 or 0705 55 58890. With Valdemar's, your success is guaranteed.
Ultimately, I've spoken so much about diligence. I've spoken about the need for a diligent person to execute their work diligently. I've spoken about virtue. I've spoken about knowledge of truth and principles. I've spoken about self-control. I've spoken about perseverance with diligence. I've spoken about honor. And now I've just exhausted humility. Now, why do you need to be diligent as a leading mind? Why do you need to be diligent if you're pursuing transformation or positioning for transformation? You see, diligence releases abundance of vitality into your life to make you mentally, emotionally, and physically strong to keep the movement in your life going and then to overcome inertia. Diligence births stability of purpose and character. When you're a diligent person, when the test of authenticity of your values show up, you have made a resolve to be a leader and you will be diligent all through. I also need you to know that diligence grants you power to control circumstances in your life, and then it helps you to conceptualize the power, both economic and political, that is needed for you to generate results. Diligence increases your productivity and fruitfulness. How do I know? A diligent mind is never barren. He thinks of increasing his knowledge when there's nothing to do. And by the time you know it, he mixes that knowledge into the application form based on the understanding of his context. And before you know it, he arranges the structure of his life, the processes in his life, and it turns out to have good output. And when you integrate all the good outputs in his life together, you will start seeing outcomes. So, diligence will eventually increases productivity and fruitfulness. Imagine someone who makes up his mind that every year I must turn out a good book, and he sits down and is diligent about it. Of course, in 10 years, by the time you meet him, he would have already produced 10 books. That is diligence. If I say every year I must add 1 certification in my discipline, if I do that consistently in 6 years, I will not have had only 6 body of knowledge. I would have 6 certifications in my arsenal. Imagine if I make up my mind that I must do contribution and I must save $50,000 or 50,000 naira, maybe per annum or per month, as the case may be, depending on the continent where you're hearing me from. If you save diligently monthly, you will achieve that goal in a year. And if you save diligently over 6 years, you would have achieved 50,000 times 6 times 12. That is diligence, and that is how diligence helps you for productivity and for fruitfulness. Diligence increases your perception and predictability of the future. If I decide to start saving now, in 6 years, I know how much I would have in savings at minimum. And if there is compound interest or simple interest advantage, I can calculate out what it will be, or at least I can calculate the minimum of which I would achieve. A leading mind without diligence may suffer from capacity to see or to see far, to be able to take enough decision. Diligence helps you to see far. In fact, myopia, that's short-sightedness, has been linked. And I'm not saying medical short-sightedness. I'm talking about leadership short-sightedness now. May be the cause of lack of diligence in a man. So when I see a man who is not diligent, I know he is myopic. A diligent mind has right perceptions about overcoming challenges. He wants to conquer the blindness associated with complacency. Diligence fuels joy and high morale in an individual or a team. When a team is diligent and they continue to achieve results, there's continuous accolades for their hard work, for their high work rate, for their efficiency, and there's a high accolade for their effectiveness when they are delivering impactful results. Ultimately, diligence births continuous privileges and recommendations. Would you not recommend a diligent mechanic, a diligent plumber, a diligent teacher? We have all done that before. We have recommended someone who is diligent. Why wouldn't you want to embrace diligence? More work is the reward of excellent work done with diligence. Thank you so much, as I hope that with this series, you will become a person of great diligence. Bye.
Thank you for listening to Valdemar's Project Read with Dr. Joshua Kolawole. We invite you to join us on our social media platforms for more inspiring and life-transforming contents. On Instagram at JoyfulJosh2020, Facebook, Valdemar's Cup, YouTube at Valdemar's Project Read, or you can log on to our website www.valdemarsedu.org. This program is powered by Valdemar's College of Advanced and Preliminary Studies, Ilorin. For more information, please call or WhatsApp 0806 1716 217 or +168 2375 0282. Please join us again on this station, same time next week. Be inspired.